So today I have the best crimp of my life, and I actually have better crimps than factory shells that I'm getting at the store. Picture this, you're in the blind, your gang's having fun, birds are coming from everywhere, shooting, the barrels are smoking hot, the smell of powders in the air. A friend turns to you and says, "Hey, I'm out of bubblegum and shell, do you have any shells left?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, here you go." And you hand this over. He looks at you and is like, "These are your reload?" Yup. Hi everyone, Adrian here. Welcome to Bush and Grit. Don't let bad crimps get in the way of your ego, ever. Let's get down to business and let's fix this. So what I'm going to teach here is agnostic to the type of press that you're using. I'm using a Lee and a Mech 600 Junior Mark V. It doesn't matter which press you use. There are things that happens outside of the press first. The only add-on tool that I'm using is this. This is a trimming tool from Creative Reloading. This is made in the US. This is great. But before we get to trimming, there's a whole bunch of things we need to get first, and we'll come to this. This is gold. But hold on, I'll talk about this in a minute. What do we mean by great crimp? Okay, great crimp. I have a bunch of shells here. Those shells are exactly what I'm looking at when I'm talking about perfect crimp. All right, the first thing I want you to notice is they're all different shells. This is key. Before using a trimming tool, I was limited myself to using one single type of hull to which I had fine-tuned my mech press, but even this gives me varying result. After all the tweaking, I got great crimps. Those are all here, but there was still a little bit of swirl and unevenness here and here. And now with the trimming tool, and when everything is like finely set, I'm getting consistent result whatever the type of shell that I'm using. So it's press agnostic and shell agnostic. Let's go over what makes a good crimp in detail. I'll just pick up one randomly here. I'm gonna give you a close-up. You want all the petals to meet at the middle of the shell, and you don't want any swirl or twist. So I have an example of swirl here. The other thing we're looking for is that little rim at the top. That little fold is super important in holding down the crimp. If we're looking at the center itself, you do not want a crimp that is too concave, like those one here that I have. Okay, those are collapsing, but you also don't want a crimp that is convex. And because when they're convex, they will not hold, and they will, overnight, they will just open up like this one here. So you want the crimp to be flat or slightly concave. Like, to me, this is the limit of my acceptance criteria. And you want all of them to have that tiny lips, okay, on top of the. So to get there, there's a bit of work that we need to do beforehand. Your payload. So when I say payload, I'm talking about the powder charge, the wad, the length of the wad that you're using, and the amount of shots that you're using. Usually when you have collapsing hulls like this, collapsing crimps like that, it's because you don't have enough payload in your shell, okay? And there's not enough, there is no pressure. When the crimp's coming down, there's no pressure, there's nothing to hold it. So it's just collapse inside. On the other side, when your payload is too much, this is what you get, because there's, the shell is, the crimp is trying to get itself aligned, and it can't because you have too much shots maybe poking through. So as the crimp is coming, it's gonna stop, like this, without locking itself. And what happens is the plastic will just, come undone at some point. And this is what you have here. So let's take a look at some numbers here. Those are general guideline, to get you to this range when you're reloading your shell. So let's just randomly pick one. I will destroy this one just for demonstration purpose. So we'll cut this here, cut this here. So my wad comes, the wad I like to use these wads, and they're not pre-cut, so I have to cut them myself. And I will also trim them to have the perfect length for the payload that I have. I'm gonna just eyeball it because I know roughly where it needs to be. This is not like, it doesn't need to be super precise. Of course, the more precise you are, the better, but you can do things all four or cut. Usually I will open that. Oh yeah, actually, okay. So when I'm gonna put my powder in the shell, then I insert the wad. And the main thing here to look out for when the wad is inserted, you want about 310,000 of an inch. You want the top of the wad, the difference between the top of the wad and the top of the shell should have 5/16 of an inch, and this is like 310 thousandths of an inch. So obviously I don't have any powder here, but when you have your powder charge inside and then your wad and you're compressing the wad inside the powder charge, this is the length. This is the length that you want from the top of your wad to the top of your hull. Okay. Now you add the shots. When you're adding the shots, what I want the shots to completely fill up the top of the wad. So make sure that after you're getting your shots inside the wad, make sure that you're actually level, because depending how the bushings are done and all that, especially with the size when you're going to BB size, it's getting inconsistent. So you might end up with having actually this is exactly what happened to this one here. You don't have enough shots to support the crimp. So what I have next to me is I have a little pot with some shots, and I'm gonna fill up the gap by adding. Of course, I already weighted everything. When that wad is completely full, this is the correct measure that I need for this recipe. But the mech is not delivering them at a consistent level, so I need to add them manually. Once you have your shots in the hull, now it's pre-crimp. For the pre-crimp, what I like is when I'm pre-crimping, I want the hole, the hole left after the pre-crimp, I want that hole to be 1/4 of an inch. And this tells me that the pre-crimp is good and that the crimp is going to go smoothly. And this is where I'm getting, not here yet, I'm getting all this result here. Now, if you're looking at those, they're not perfect. They're good, but not perfect. They actually look like factory ammo. So this is without the trimming tool, with all the thing nicely set in the press, and this is with the trimming tool. If you want to push things up a bit, this is where this tool comes in handy. As stated earlier, this is from Creative Reloading. This is made in the US. It's phenomenal. When I used it, usually when you buy them, they come for 2 3/4 hulls. And you need to buy the adapter if you want to do 3-inch hulls or 3.5-inch hulls. They come with spacers, so you can adjust the precise length of the trimming. When I trim a hull, I don't remove the old primer, because the base of the tool here will sit in a flash hole. Let me just wipe this. Quick tips here on the side: before depriming my hull, I use steel wool to clean the hull, and I have a little bit of G96 in it just to make things a little bit lubricated when I'm resizing the base of the hull. And this helps me removing some of the dirt, the caked mud that we have on the shell, so I don't insert any grit into my presses. So the way it works is you need to figure out what length. Of course, you have to, there's a lot of trial and error, what the correct length that you need for your press. But once you've set it with the various spacers that they're giving you in the kit, you are okay. And here, this is where you trim. So you insert it all the way, and then you can turn, and you get some tiny shaving. And this is what will make these hulls into these hulls, okay? What's going on here with those swirl and all that is because the top of the hull is uneven. I don't know if it's when you're firing they actually stretch, or if out from factory this is how they are. I don't know precisely, but when you trim them and you have them square, this is where you get that perfect crimp and everything sits at the middle. And now I'm getting better crimps than what I'm usually getting from the factory, and I couldn't be happier. My ego's not bruised anymore in the duck blinds. All right, folks, see ya.